Hey guys, welcome back to Energy Sports. In today's video, we're going to fix a problem a lot of people have with their e-bikes, and that is the panel stops working. Without the panel, what do you have? A heavy bike. So we're going to fix that in today's video. I'm going to show you some troubleshooting tips for your e-bike to fix that panel and get you back on the road. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. All right, guys, so what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the panel not starting. You can hold the button down, just not starting. Nothing's happening. It doesn't matter how long you hold it. The panel just isn't working. So what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, let's talk about batteries. First of all, what is it that powers this panel? Well, it's going to be your battery on your bike. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your e-bike battery is all the way inserted. I know that sounds silly, but we got to start with the basics and then we'll go to more advanced troubleshooting tips. So let's look at the battery on this bike. So every e-bike battery location might be a little bit different. So it could be up here, it could be in the seat post, or it could be inside of the frame. This is a foldable e-bike, so this will be inside the frame. So what you're going to want to do is unlock it first. So go ahead and unlock your e-bike. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open it up and just make sure that it is properly seated. Now it looks like the hinge is on the opposite side of the camera, so I will go ahead and flip it around here so you can get a look at it. So the battery on this one here is located inside of the frame just like this, okay? So as you can see, this one is completely seated. Pull it out, seat it back in. If it seems a little loose or you can see a little bit of light around it, it might not be all the way in. So make sure your battery is completely seated. So I remove my batteries, plug them back in. That's the first step that I do. All right, so we checked the battery. Now, the battery life on this thing will vary, but make sure that you do check your battery on this. And most batteries will have a little tester. Hold that down, you can see if your battery has died. If it has not died and your battery is reseated, it should power up. So let's test it right now. It has not powered up. So what could be the next solution for this? Guys, a lot of e-bikes, and this one included, this is the Engway. Now this one here has keys. A lot of e-bikes have keys. Most of the time, these keys right here are only used to release the battery from your e-bike. But in some cases, and with this bike especially, you have to actually turn the key to the on position. So where is that? Well, it's different on every bike. Sometimes they're right here, sometimes they're up here. So you never know where it's going to be. You got to find it on your bike. This one is underneath, so this is kind of tricky. So if you look at the e-bike here, it's actually going to be located underneath the chassis right here. So it's right there, and then you have to turn it to the on position. So there's off, there is on. So now we have the keys in, it is on. So let's test the panel and see if it turns on. All right, so nothing yet on the panel. So what the heck is going on? So we've checked the battery life. We've checked that the battery is seated all the way. We've made sure that the key was turned on. What's the next step? Now, this is a little bit more of an advanced step. This is something that some people might not feel comfortable with, but it is actually something you're going to have to do. So if you look at the actual panel here, what powers this panel right here? Well, it's the battery. So how does it get from the battery to your panel? Well, it's these cables. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to unwind all these little windies, and you're going to look for this right here. You're going to make sure that this is seated. Now, sometimes this is plugged in right here, and as you can see, this goes to here and then all the way to the battery. You got to make sure that this is plugged in, and this right here, which starts it, is attached to this. So you have to have both of these attached. So follow your wires all the way down. In some bikes, you're even going to have them underneath where there's an attachment right under the battery. So you're going to have to check that. And in some cases, like with this one, all you have to do sometimes is just unplug it and plug it back in, make sure it's tight. This one's actually a little bit loose. That might solve the problem right there. Guys, it's really simple. In reality, these e-bikes are pretty simple. It has a motor, it's got a battery, it's got a display. If you want your display to work, you have to make sure your battery is connected to your display. If you want the power assist or pedal assist to work, you got to make sure that the motor, and in this case, it's a rear hub motor, those wires are all the way connected up here as well to your panel. So it's a pretty simple process. And now that I've done all of that, let's see if this thing turns on. There you go. All it was in this case was a case of a loose connector right here on the cord. Sometimes it doesn't have to be completely disconnected, just a little bit loose, and it won't make that good connection. So as you can see, I can improve my pedal assist. Oh, there's the bell. Everything works good now on this e-bike. We have fixed it. we made sure that the battery was alive, it was charged all the way, it was seated properly, the key was in the on position, and your cords were powered. Now let me just show you really quick on the key. If you were to take the key out and then look at the panel, look, there is no panel. It will not turn on. Nothing happens without your key in. So that is critically important, guys. Make sure that your key is in the on position on your battery, fully seated, fully charged, cords are all the way connected, nothing loose. You shouldn't have any problems. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a quick one. I wanted to show you how to fix the panel on your e-bike. In most cases, it's just simply the connector cable or your keys, or even your battery is just not seated all the way in. Really simple process, guys. If you follow all these steps, you should be able to fix your issue. If you have issues beyond that, I would contact the manufacturer, because there is that possibility that your battery actually could be bad. And I've had that happen on 2 of my e-bikes. Both of them were related to leaving it actually in the unit for long periods of time, not being used through a winter. So very cold weather and very hot weather will actually ruin your batteries, and I've learned firsthand, and they don't cover that under warranty if it is left over winter. So just make sure you do contact the manufacturer and see what the warranty possibility is for your situation. But if you follow these steps, most of the time you can fix it. These things are resilient. They're made to last in certain weather conditions. So as long as you don't get salt water on the battery, you don't leave it in below 0 temperatures for long periods of time, you should be just fine. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like videos like this and you want to see more, make sure you check out our channel, Energy Sports. We've got all kinds of tutorials, tips, and e-bike reviews on our channel. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.